your integrity. Who you feel you are shows in your behavior, your actions. Ivo. Me, Ivo, I know you can tell I'm really honored to have channeled El Morya about his past lives. I'm so impressed by his insistence on sticking to what he believed in these lives instead of bowing down to his king. The king is supposed to be the be-all and end-all of the power structure in any kingdom, and all are supposed to obey the king. Especially in medieval times, like when Thomas Becket, 1100, and Thomas More, 1500, were alive. You didn't disobey. But he did, because he put one thing before the king, God. And that was the whole issue. The king was playing God, and so the Thomases realized this and refused to become yes men and ended up being executed in both lives, because they refused to give up their belief that God is number one. That's a Blu-ray for you. Blu-rays are incarnated to express the power of God. El Morya is the Kohen of the first ray of the will of God. He represents the godly attributes of courage, certainty, power, forthrightness, self-reliance, dependability, faith and initiative. And he sure did in these lifetimes. As Thomas Becket, Archbishop of Canterbury, he was being hit with swords in the head, and he still held himself upright so that he could say his last words to God before he was overcome, and died. I'll bet he thanked God for giving him that lifetime and that opportunity even. I'll have to ask him. I can see him smiling. I did read that as Thomas More, as he stood at the guillotine, the operator asked his forgiveness, and he forgave him before he was beheaded. He was amazing. This man is amazing. I kept thinking, where was he when I was available? Ivo, laughing, he is disincarnate, my love. Me, I know. Geez, and I keep complaining about the path I'm on. Ivo, and when you complain, it gets worse. Me, true. Learn to love it and to see it differently. What am I being shown? What am I to learn from this? This man, Thomas More, spent 16 years on death row in the Tower of London before he was beheaded. He never wavered. Had he given in, his life would have been spared. Oh! I hear him now. He told me had he done so, his life would have been worthless, meaningless. For not. I think God sent him to stand up to the king and to send a message to humanity, which frankly, because he was martyred and made a saint, is still known today. Ivo, had he not incarnated to do these lifetimes, the fate of Earth would have been sealed long ago, my love. As Ashtar said in his book, many light workers have incarnated intermittently throughout your history to steer its course. And that El Morya is of such a high light, it was important to send someone whose light could counter the darkness that would have befallen your world had the Thomases not been there. Me, I see. Ivo, you understand as well that he was complimented when you said you would have gladly spent a lifetime with a man like him. Me, I know. He passed back to me the importance of committing yourself to another person for a lifetime. This is a commitment of learning, and certainly a commitment to God as well. Ivo, yes. Me, it's not always fun and games. Ivo, no. But the worse a relationship, the more learning there is to do and the more powerful one can ultimately learn to become. Me, yes. So, with this incredible example of integrity, shall we get on with it? Ivo, I would like to mention to you, my love, your acts of integrity in the same vein as El Morya. Me, I was never sent to the guillotine, so I don't think that they are the same. Ivo, they are. You refused to be sucked into the corporate claptrap that was spewed out at the town hall meetings, and the times the CEO came from the States to hand out Christmas bonuses. You refused to attend. Me, true. Ivo, there was the time this same CEO held a luncheon meeting in the lunchroom and you refused to attend. Me, that was my lunch hour, sacred time. I figured if they wanted to lecture to me, they should pay me for it. Ivo, this is standing up on principle, my love. You delineated very clearly earning money from your morals. They were separate, and unlike the others you worked with, you would not kowtow to presidents in the name of earning a salary. In the same vein, you would not kiss your bosses. Me, nope, no part of them. LOL. Ivo, you believed that you worked with these men and did their administration, it was their wives' job to kiss them, not yours. And right now, who has the back of her car plastered with bumper stickers standing up to the New World Order, and signs saying the government is attempting to control you? Me. I probably look like a raving lunatic, but I don't care. It gets people's attention. Ivo, this is my point, my love. You show integrity in many things that you do. One of the first steps to integrity of self is not caring what others think. Me, true. Ivo, during the time there was the blackout in Toronto, you had to do laundry and refused to use the laundry machine in your apartment because it was after 9 p.m. You had the rest of the tenants beholden to this 9 p.m. curfew because you lived next to the laundry room and you would not fly it in their face when the first opportunity came up as an excuse to break the rule. You would not like them doing their laundry till 1 a.m. that night either, so you did not do it. Integrity is about being given the opportunity to steal and refusing to. You returned the plastic box you'd purchased that had an extra stuck underneath that was not noticed at purchase. There was the time your ex-brother-in-law was trying to pick the lock on your sister's apartment door. She knew he was there as this was the third time he'd tried to break in, so she ran downstairs to look. She called the police while you ran into the kitchen to get the largest knife you could find. You ran downstairs to threaten him with it through the glass door, which was still locked. This lock did not give way because of the divine help you had that night. Archangel Michael is as good as keeping a lock locked as he is at protecting you from negative entities while you bathe. Me, lol, I never thought of that. Buddy should have known how to pick a lock, especially an old one like that. Interesting. Ivo, he did not get in, and you did not have to knife him. Thankfully. This would perhaps have led you off your life's course and it had to be prevented. However, you defended your sister, who was scared witless, and your nieces against this threat. Thankfully, things calmed down in the ensuing years. Me, he's the only person who I've had to threaten with a knife. Ivo, you moved in 3 months later in the apartment underneath hers, and the break-in stopped, not surprisingly, and peace ensued. Do you see the effects of the light worker on the world? Me, Never thought of that either. Maybe he was just scared because he thought I was a knife-wielding loony. Ivo, my love, you must learn to think beyond the small-mindedness of your matrix. Me, I would have done it, though, to defend my sister. Ivo, and that is why Michael intervened. Me, he's probably thinking I'm high maintenance by now. LOL. Ivo, you are worth it, my love. You always help wherever you can. You must understand that most people would have moved elsewhere, not under the apartment of a woman who is being harassed by a psychotic ex. But you thought nothing of it. Now onwards, you refuse to manipulate people even though they do the same to you. You would drive someone to the hospital that you could not stand simply because they needed a ride. Me, I would. I wouldn't let them suffer. Ivo, these are all signs of integrity. Integrity goes both ways as well. Not allowing things to be done to you unless you can forgive them for these acts. Boundaries are important until forgiveness is practiced. I said, who you feel you are shows in your behavior. And therein lies the rub. You feel you are someone you are not. At times your behavior surprises you. This is because your soul is shining through and your personality took the back seat. This is your soul showing you who you really are. And I have made the point incessantly, that so many believe they are part of the fabric of society. This is learned behavior, not authentic behavior. You must challenge the tenets you have learned throughout the past to understand who you truly are. You are divine, and a part of God. No less than. This life is about revealing that to you, to the capacity you allow it to. That means going out on a limb, breaking with tradition, being the one walking alone, having no friends perhaps, getting no support from others, feeling lonely and questioning yourself and not behaving as others do. This is all part of the journey. It is hard walk for many but so important to break the fabric that you call the matrix. Others will follow you. They have already. So many have awoken because of the efforts of the keyboard warriors on this planet who have spread the truth despite the backlash. Me, lol yeah, I think about Jordan Sather. He is always kicked off of YouTube. Then they let him back on, like he's going to change? That's hilarious. Ivo, and yet he persists because the truth and spreading the truth is important to him. This is integrity. He is aligned with God. One of the highest forms of integrity is forgiving those who you feel have hurt you. You in fact, have hurt yourself, so it is yourself that requires forgiving. But those who throw barbs and spears at you do so for reasons unknown to them. It is always that an unexamined mind behaves in these ways. Much of it has to do with stealing energy. If the vampire cannot get it one way, perhaps in a sexual fashion, they will attempt to get your energy another way, through insults and put-downs. It is simply a matter of not giving it to them. They are looking for a rise, the creation of chaos for their dull lives and the creation of lush for the masters they serve. Do not give it to them. Life is not what you have been taught it is. Life is an energy exchange. Keeping your energy for yourself and investing it in areas where you feel it will help the world is the highest form of purpose. Divesting others of theirs is the saddest way of life. So powerless. Integrity can be practiced daily. And do not expect it to be understood by others who do not practice it themselves. Picking up a piece of garbage and disposing of it properly, even though you did not put it there. Yes, the ego will complain, I didn't do that. Why should I have to pick it up? Because you are practicing integrity. Allowing others the right of way when you have the right, when they are in a hurry. Sharing kindness with others is integrity. Offering a ride to people in need. Helping a neighbor. Not believing in the matrix is the highest of integrity, and it is much called for now. Helping your neighbor shovel the driveway. Being generous. Making a joke that is funny and does not cut down another. There are so many ways. Being a good person, and being one because you are trying to be a good person and not trying to show up somebody else, as being better than them. Doing it because you need to prove to yourself you can do it. Me, thank you Ivo. Ivo, my love. I was the man you looked for all your life. I am of the same integrity as El Moria. Me, you sound jealous, Ivo. LOL. Ivo, you jest, surely. Me, oh yes, there was that reptilian attack we experienced where you gave your life so that I could live. Never do that again. I was miserable that whole lifetime. Ivo, and I said to you, you might have survived and you have no idea what they would have put you through. You might not necessarily have been killed by them. They may have spared you and made you one of their slaves. I was in a position where I felt I had no choice, so I gladly gave my life so that you could live. Me, I still have so much grief from that lifetime. Ivo, I know.